What's up, guys? We're back again to show you one of the most requested decks on the channel, the best Royal Giant deck in Clash Royale without any champions. Royal Giant at the top of the ladder is always played with Archer Queens, Golden Knights, Mighty Miners, Skeleton King. Every single champion works amazing with it. But there's one hero that stands alone above the rest. Rey Supremo dominates the best players in the entire world with this Royal Giant control deck. First off, it's not something that opponents will ever expect. When they see Baby Dragon Tornado with Goblin Cage, they're probably going to expect it to be a graveyard deck. So while they're cycling their buildings on top of Baby Dragons and saving their big cards to counter the presumed graveyard, you go for Royal Giants at the river, have your Baby Dragon protect it, and instantly clean up any skeletons or goblins with your Baby Dragon Tornado. The two main ways of getting damage with this deck is, of course, Royal Giant Lightning to break through buildings, or have your Baby Dragon lock onto towers. More times than not, your opponent will drop a Musketeer, Ice Golem to body block, maybe some other ranged card like Archer Queen that is easily assassinated by lightning. So if they have nothing to body block the Baby Dragon, you're going to devour the tower. This Royal Giant's deck's defenses are rock solid, which makes it perfect for ladder when you have no clue what you're playing against. Because you have Tornado and Goblin Cage, you're able to defend any crazy card combination that your opponent might whip out. And after you defend with Baby Dragons or Goblin Cage Brawlers, you can go for your Royal Giant at the river to royally wreck them. So let's go jump straight some games with the best Royal Giant deck in Clash Royale without any champions and assert dominance. Thanks to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to support the channel. Alright, so jumping into the action here, and this guy's got champions in his clan. So dude, I am ready for every single champion you could throw at me. I've got the Valkyrie to counter the Golden Knight and the Skeleton King, and then of course, the Mighty Miner is just going to get perpetually reset by our E-Wiz, and then also on top of that, if you want to go in for an Archer Queen, easy lightning. This is the ultimate deck to counter champions, and I can see why it's played top 20 in the world consistently. I can maybe go in for a Valkyrie in the back because we've already activated King Tower against the Hog Rider. Just want to make sure that I solidify a good start and go in for a Royal Giant when I don't need to. And this guy goes in for a Royal Giant right out of the jump after I activate King Tower. I'm like, oh, you know, his win condition is out of cycle. And then he's got a second one. This is how ladder operates, guys. Right when you think you're safe, you're never safe. That's one rule that I think I've learned time and time again on ladder. You got to expect the unexpected.
And his name is John C.
The only thing that you know is that you know nothing. Maybe I can go for a Royal Giant now because, is he going to have Barbarians, though? That's the thing. Like, I think when I see a Royal Giant deck with Hog Rider, they usually have Barbarians. So I want my Baby Dragon to be able to kill all the Barbarians. So I'm going to go in for a Royal Giant plus Baby Dragon here. Hopefully my Baby Dragon doesn't even cross the river. That's usually what I like to see. And then have him drop stuff. Yeah. So if the Baby Dragon doesn't cross the river, it's able to kill the Barbarians. And then it gives us counter push on the tower. No, it crossed the river! That was not supposed to happen, my dudes. That was most certainly not supposed to happen. All right, we're going to Tornado back the Hog Rider and be able to kill all the bats here. I wonder if that was worth it.
Worth it. Totally worth it.
At least the Valkyrie's higher HP, so I traded some Valkyrie HP for some tower damage of my own. And then I get 3 elixir from it because the Goblin Gang has to get dropped. So I think that was, in the end, worth it for me. I don't know if it was the best play of my life, but I'll take it, you know? So usually what I want to do is I want to go for the Baby Dragon, have it not cross the river like it did last time it crossed the river. It made me super sad. But we'll see if we can make it work here. Usually just not responding to your opponent's big spam of Barbarians on that is always going to be a vibe. So I'm going to go for a Goblin Cage on top of the minions. Hopefully the E-Wiz is able to kill that. I know that it should be able to stun multiple things at the same time. He has Barbarians in cycle, which is extremely annoying, and I hope he drops in the left-hand lane. If he goes in for a Hog Rider, it's also okay because I do have Tornadoes, so I'm not going to take any damage ever. The only thing that is considerably obnoxious is if that Valkyrie doesn't go in the right-hand side, and it does. Oh, wait, I kind of wanted to go on the left now because I got more damage there. All right, can I just, like, change my mind? Can I change my outcome of this game? Like, what's happening? All right, definitely want to go for a higher Goblin Cage, so then when it pops, it's going to get immediately on top of the Royal Giant. That was a really good arrows. Oh, my gosh, you're playing really well. The fact that he was able to keep those minions alive a little bit longer and finishing off our stuff was extremely obnoxious. So if I go in for a Royal Giant, might be able to get a Tornado down to deny all damage against the Hog, and then defend his RG with a Goblin Cage and Baby Dragon here. See, the thing is, I have to go in for an E-Wiz again, and then I need to go in for a Baby Dragon on top. Oh, he made a prediction with the arrows. He didn't get it, though. Let's go. E-Wiz will be able to kill the minions.
Who are you?
No kill on the minions? That's a joke, right? All right, we're going to go in for the Valkyrie and Barbarians. Counter with the Barb Barrel, and I wonder if that's going to do enough. It doesn't seem like it. But he's not going to have Barbarians back in cycle for a bit, and I think I can go in for Tornado on the Hog Rider. So I think I outplayed him a little bit. So we'll see how well that worked. I'm going to go in for a Tornado, pull that all the way to Never Never Land. Maybe we can get some damage. Oh my gosh, this is going to be really wild because I think he RGs at the river right now, and I don't know if I have enough elixir to defend it. So I think what I do here is I go in for an E-Wiz afterward, and then I kill the minions with my E-Wiz. And then I'm not going to lose the game because I can go in for the reset with the Goblin Cage if I want to, which I should have to do, right? Like, I don't think I eat that damage. Otherwise, it's too much. I'm going to go for Tornado on top of the Hog Rider, take absolutely no damage again. And this has been a really wild game, specifically because he has multiple win conditions. But fortunately for us, we also are going to have like a Tornado and a Goblin Cage. So this deck is super safe for ladder, as you guys are seeing. Times out of 10, I will have good answers to my opponent. I'm going to go in for a Goblin Cage again, just because I want to be able to get counter push in the right-hand side. Probably bait out the Barbarians, because then he's not going to be able to get enough value in the left-hand lane. So I will be able to stack up a couple Baby Dragons here with a Royal Giant, and then I think I win the game, because these double Baby Dragons will be able to kill that really, really quickly. Especially if I can Tornado to stuff off the RG, that should be enough damage that I can just Lightning him out and walk with a win. So GG, well played, and peace out. Pleasure asserting dominance. As you guys can see, even against the most wild decks on ladder, you still have a phenomenal shot at winning. And usually when you play against Barbarians, when you have a Lightning Royal Giant deck, you almost automatically lose. They drop Barbarians on top of your Royal Giant, you can't Lightning to break through, and you just feel like a super sad Sir. But when you've got Barbarians and Valkyrie for splash damage, you can actually break through in double Elixir. You stack up the Baby Dragons, and you take down their towers. Hey, we got a game against Eggy Love Expo. So if you've got Expo, I've got absolutely every answer imaginable. I've got Royal Giant, Lightning, Barbarrel, and Goblin Cage. I've got so many tanks. Even with a random Valkyrie in my deck, you are not going to be able to break through. Does he actually love Expo enough to play it, though? That's the thing. If you've got an Expo Goblin Cage deck, then you are operating a bit different than most people, dude. So here's something that I want to do. I want to go and activate King Tower with that Goblin Cage Brawler. So I'm going to unload all of my Elixir on the other side and pray that the Goblin Cage goes in the right-hand side, allowing me a juicy activation here. If you guys haven't done this before, it is amazing, and we're going to do that 10 times out of 10 if we get the opportunity. But the Goblin Cage can't get touched by any of my units. So that's why I have to like make sure that my units weren't going to hit it. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not what we wanted to see. Well, you really love playing against Expo. I see why you like Expo now. You've got Electro Giant. Oh, man. That's an oopsie. That is a certifiable oops for sure. I'm going to Valkyrie off to the side so then the Fire Spirit doesn't connect to my tower so I don't automatically lose the game. Let's see if we can bounce back in this game, because that would be one of the most insane comebacks ever. Losing that amount of damage at the start, expecting your opponent to potentially have a graveyard deck, and then they whip out a random frisky and feisty spam that you're not ready for. It was not what we wanted to see, to say the slightest. Okay, also the Royal Giant should have kited that to the other side. I 100% messed that up, but you know, the Royal Giant's really thick though. Maybe that worked out. Maybe that worked out in the end, because we kill everything and he didn't get Bomber Splash damage. He didn't get the damage that he wanted. You know what? Even though I definitely misplayed because I was commentating to y'all, it worked out in the end. Maybe my bad play was so bad that it was actually good. That's the definition of big brain strategies here. Anyway, this guy's going to have the Inferno Dragon just die because we kited it to the other side with the Barbarrel. I wonder if I want to go for some sublime tactics of Electro Wizard plus Valkyrie and then maybe like Lightning if he's not ready for it. Oh man, this is going to be some wild adventure. It's going to be like a little bit of a circus. I'm going to go for Royal Giant as well because I need to get damage. And I think Goblin Cage is probably the best. Oh wait, what the heck? He missed his Goblin Cage. I was going to say the best answer to his Electro Giant in the entire game. I'm going to Lightning so I can kill his Inferno Dragon and then keep my Baby Dragon alive. Somehow, some way, we are back in business, guys. And I don't even understand it. Also, that should have been off to the side because he's going to Lightning this. That was really bad. All right, we can Goblin Cage in the other side. And then maybe even Tornado to the other lane. Wait, this is going to work. This is actually going to work. We're going to be able to shut that down completely. No way, dudes. That's what I'm talking about. I'm able to Tornado everything together. Make sure that the Inferno Dragon is going to get kited to the other side. He only has Goblin Cage anymore, so now I can Lightning it with my Royal Giant, and he probably has to go for an Electro Giant at the river, but I do more damage than you, dude. I definitely do more damage than you. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. So I'm going to go in for the Lightning. As I said before, that's all we got to do, and we'll walk away with a win. I do more damage. I walk away with the win. Just one hit for the victory. That's all I need, please. Okay, I was looking at that, and I was questioning myself because the RG was alive at a sliver of HP and he had to deliver that final finishing blow. But in the end, the bounce back was real, and we blew that Electro Giant far, far away. All right, so jump into the action against Eric. First things first, guys, we're gonna drop a good luck, and we're gonna figure out what his deck is. Generally, we want to play defensive, figure out if this guy's gonna make a misplay, and then capitalize on that misplay. But I don't have Barbaro, I don't have anything really to cycle, so I was just gonna chill, relax, and wait. This guy eventually went for the Dark Prince because he's less patient than I am, which is saying a lot. Maybe I can go for a Royale Giant because the Valkyrie's going to give us some decent counter push. Oh, definitely an RG on the other side. So he is maybe going to be at a bad spot if I can Lightning on this and then have the Valkyrie lock. Ooh, I'm just going to Baby Dragon. Yeah, I think Goblin Cage on top of the Archer Queen is going to be a good trade for me. Even if he goes invisible, it should die. And then the Baby Dragon locks onto the tower because he doesn't have minions and he doesn't have Archer Queen in cycle. So generally, when you play against someone that has Archer Queen and minions, those will probably be their best two anti-air answers. So then you can rely on your Baby Dragon to give you a lot of value in that type of situation. The Barbaro cleaned house, and this guy is already calling good game. So you guys notice what I did? I identified, hey, Archer Queen and minions are both out of cycle. Unless this guy is running like 16 different air answers in a deck, then it wouldn't make sense for him to have another answer to Baby Dragon. So let's kill those minions, get more value with my Baby Dragon, and just defend with my Goblin Cage on top of the Archer Queen because I will get a juicy positive elixir trade there. So it's all about knowing your cards and knowing your card interactions. Never really want to go for a Lightning on top of an Archer Queen when I can defend for 4 elixir with the Goblin Cage. And I think I'm in a good spot, but we are playing against Giant Graveyard, so there's a high chance I just lose anyway. It's one of those matchups that whenever you think things are going well, your opponent is never out of the game. Oh, well, maybe now, because he's spamming a lot of stuff that he shouldn't be. Like, we can go and kite that with our Royale Giant.
The zombies are coming.
To the other side and then have the Valkyrie and everything just kind of stay behind and not go into the Archer Queen immediately. I think I played that about as well as I possibly could have. And we're vibing right now. I want to tornado this and then maybe even go in for a Barbarian Barrel to finish off the Archer Queen. Oh, no. That could have been so spicy. And it didn't work out. I mean, we just had to kill the Archer Queen first before that even happened. He's going to graveyard me. I feel it. You know, you've got a Dark Prince coming at me. Are you serious? Is this the first player in the world that doesn't graveyard with every single card that crosses the river? I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's a wild wilderness out here against Mr. Eric. The Eric Entra and the Eric name. I guess this guy really likes his name. He's naming everything after himself. All right, so I could tornado this. I don't necessarily want to, but I think I might be better off Barbaroing, actually. So the Barbarian Barrel will be able to give us 2 hits on the tower. Oh, I hope he goes invisible. Sometimes they go invisible, and then you hit the Giant, and you're like, why would you do that to yourself? You're still getting splashed by the Valkyrie in most situations, so it's really fun to do that. I'm able to get another Goblin Cage down, and then I can go in for a Tornado if I need to. But yeah, this game is completely under wraps. With 10 seconds remaining, there's no way this man's breaking through, but maybe he'll break his phone. That was an extremely easy win against a Giant Graveyard deck, the deck that everyone loves to hate. So after that win, we have currently won 5 or 6 games in a row, and we're at 7,500 in the world. All right, we got a game against Lord Royalty, and we got the Royal Giant. He is just foreshadowing the future. He called for this. It was his destiny to play against me on this very day. So maybe we can add a lot of dismay with this Baby Dragon locking onto the tower, or the Royal Giant royally wrecking this guy. That's in the back. Love seeing that because that's going to be a -2 trade just cycled into the abyss. If I can get, ooh, no, this is going to be a Graveyard player. I can just sense it. Graveyard's not that fun to play against if you cycle your Baby Dragon a little bit earlier because that's one of your main sources of splash damage that just doesn't die, you know? But if he goes to the other side of the map, he's going into enemy territory, and I can't tell you that he's going to be staying alive then because I'd be lying to y'all. All right. I could hypothetically activate King Tower with the Tornado there, but the Goblin Cage isn't properly lined up, so I don't think that would have worked out.
Somebody
All right, do we want to go in for a Barbaro here? I think we have to. I don't really want to, but I need to kill the Witch so it doesn't lock onto my tower. Very interesting deck. You dirty scoundrel. You're running a control deck with Graveyard, with Bowler, and so many different ways of bouncing back all my stuff. Though my Electro Wizard Valkyrie pushes, that's not going to work out so well. We have to fully rely on the Baby Dragon to thrive and hopefully win this game. So I'm going to go for a Tornado to kill that as quickly as I can, bounce back our opponent's stuff, make sure that if he goes in for a Graveyard, it's going to get countered by the Valkyrie, and then also hopefully the Baby Dragon doesn't die immediately. I don't know. Oh my gosh, that was scary. He had 2 Graveyards coming at me. He had the 2 Elixir one, and then he had the 5 Elixir one. That is really broken. All angles, we had to cover them completely with our splash damage. Fortunately, this is one of the few decks in the game that is actually that resourceful and versatile. If you need to, you can always go for an Electro Wizard and clean up your opponent's annoying skeletons that are swarming your tower as well. I would love to activate King Tower with this Goblin Cage and then a Tornado, but you guys already know that I had to drop it earlier, so I don't have that luxury. Oh, maybe it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I think it's really worth. No, why did it retarget on the tower? No, I would have won the game. But my Goblin Cage died, so then it retargeted on the tower instead. If I had activated King Tower right there with the Tornado, if I had a better card cycle, I would have just simply won the game and put him to shame. But now, I might be screwed. And that Tornado was to blame. All right, so we're going to go in for like an E-Wiz to clean up the skeletons, as I said before, and we have to Tornado this back. This is really bad. I've never been so uncomfortable in a game in my entire life. Like, this is one of those situations I was just like, 1 millisecond. 1 millisecond is all I needed to secure the bag. But it is what it is. You gotta work with what you got. All right, so I'm going to Baby Dragon the back in the same side. I still haven't found an opportunity to go for a Royal Giant. I think I want to do it now because Baby Dragon hopefully is able to kill everything if I can Barb Brew on top of the Witch as well. Oh, that's bad. That was not what I wanted to see, guys. That didn't feel so good. All right, I'm going to go and eat the damage on the other side from the skeletons, not because I want to, but because I need to. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my other tower too. So we're trading damage in both sides. At least maybe he goes in the left-hand side now. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, you know? He switches sides, so then I go opposite lane of him. That's kind of what we want with this deck. I don't know if that's going to work out, but yeah, it would have been a vibe. All right, I'm going to try to get a juicy Tornado down so I can kill the Spear Goblins and also kill all of his stuff. I'm going to try to body block so he can't cross the river. And then I'm going to go in for like an Electro Wizard if he goes in for Graveyard. So he's definitely overcommitted. I think he spent a bit too much elixir with that aggression at the river. This is one wild game, guys. I haven't done any damage besides lightning damage. Oh, E-Wiz is going to change that. Let's go, E-Wiz. I love you. I love you, Valkyrie. I appreciate you. Now I got to go for a Royal Giant. Expect him to go in for a Skeleton Army and then Tornado everything. Because Barb Brew just doesn't hit at all. Man, this is a brutal situation. It's spicy. It ain't easy. I'm a Tornado. He's not going to go in for what he needed to. No, I guess he didn't need to do it. He really didn't. He really didn't have to do that. All right. Is he going to go Skeleton King at the river and Graveyard me? Because that's what I'm expecting. Yep, there it is. Oop, there it is. I'm going to go Barb Brew. No, I got a Barb. Yeah, I'm going to Barb Brew here, and then I'll E-Wiz in the other side. I needed a Barb Brew to clean up all the skeletons. It's just super obnoxious. At least the Baby Dragon's maybe even able to kill the Bowler. I do want to Tornado this, but at the same time, I think that would just be a huge waste until he goes Skeleton Army, and he does, finally. Good stuff, good looks, good vibes. If I make a comeback here, that would be sensational. Just show you how strong this deck is, right? I'm able to body block the Skeleton King every time at the river because I think I'm just playing a little bit better than him. I'm going to go in for a Barb Brew, and then I'm going to go in for a Royal Giant, and then I think I need to go and pull this back again when he tries to go in for a Graveyard, expecting him to do it, and then I go Valkyrie again, and then I go in for E-Wiz. I think the Royal Giant might lock. This might still be a chance. Maybe if the Royal Giant gives us one more hit and it doesn't deliver the hit. It doesn't deliver the hit. The Baby Dragon. No. I need to get damage. I need to get damage right now. Please let me win this game. Oh, it's not going to be enough. If I had dropped something up a little bit higher, then the Witch wouldn't have locked onto my tower and I would have walked away with a win. You can't win every single game that you play. GG and well played to Lord Royalty, and we'll bounce on the next one. If anything, when you lose a game like that, you acknowledge what you could have done differently. And honestly, maybe if I wasn't commentating, I would have acknowledged that I needed to drop something with the Witch right there. But it is what it is. We'll bounce on the next one, and we'll definitely come back there. So we've got a game against Abel from the Exquisite Clan. What's up, dude? Are you going to have some exquisite plays? Are you going to have some remarkable strategy that I am just going to be absolutely floored by? Or are you just going to spam Giant Skeleton and Clone? That is not an exquisite strategy, my dude. That is the definition of toxicity. So, yeah, he's going to have Harry Potter as well. So I guess this is going to be maybe like the Denacito Hog Rider deck. That will be a really easy King Tower activation since I do have Tornado. And then I can go for a Valkyrie on top of the rest of his stuff. So the Wizard's going to die. And we're here for this. This is such a good time for us. It's a bad time to be a Hog Rider, but an amazing time to thrive with the Royal Giant. Wait, those bats aren't going to do anything. They were able to finish off the Valkyrie, but that's a -2 trade for him for sure. So, wait, what? I had King Tower activated, and those are 5 bats, and they hit my tower. I'm always astonished when bats get damaged because they never get damage for me. Let me know down below in the comment section if you guys are also weirded out by that, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Also, this is not the Denacito deck that we are used to playing against. He's going to have Wizard, but he's also going to end up having a Tombstone. The Denacito deck does not have a building. This game is going to be a lot tougher than I expected originally. I'm going to go for a Goblin Cage. It will be able to pull the Hog Rider, and then I've got Tornado, so I'm not going to have any issues here. Oh, definitely needed to go and pull the Bats, though. That's a problem. I wasn't able to hit the Hog Rider and the Bats at the same time, so I was just like freaking out. I guess I should have just pulled everything directly back instead of toward the middle. I was like, oh no, I have to delay my Tornado because Bats are coming at me. So that was really well played on our opponent's end. I actually got to give him credit where credit is due. He was able to find an opportunity where most people would not have been able to. I kind of like the situation where our opponent, you know, now accommodates a matchup that he would 100% lose into, and he's built a better deck. Having Bats in there makes me screw up my Tornado cycle and spend a little bit longer on dropping it. So maybe you can actually get a Hog Rider through. So very, very well played on our opponent's end. I like to give our opponents credit when credit is due because, you know, when you lose or when you take damage, sometimes it's your opponent just simply outplaying you, and that was definitely the case there. All right, I'm going to go in for a Goblin Cage, and if he's got Barbarians or something, it's going to be scary. If he decides to go for a Hog Rider here, it's not that bad. I might be able to get a pretty good Valkyrie and shut the rest of our opponent's stuff down. And then I don't know if he gets anything from that Hog Rider. I don't think so. Then I can Lightning very aggressively because the Royal Giant's very, very... Nope, not healthy. I was going to say he was healthy. He needs to go to a doctor. That Royal Giant is very dead. Oh, man. I'm playing with my head out here. Okay, so I'm going to go for a Royal Giant, and then he's going to start to spam me with another Hog Rider, so I think it's okay. I think he's going to go Tombstone, so I'm going to Barbaro on that. Or if he goes in for a Skeleton Army, I need to save my Tornado, so that's very important. Oh, wait, what the heck? The Hog Rider went other side. I don't know if you guys noticed that. That's ridiculous. I got so lucky. I'm not even going to trip out here. That was one of the luckiest interactions ever. I don't know how that happened. It actually decided to go to the other lane with the Goblin Cage placed there. If you guys didn't know that interaction, now you know. Apparently you can pull Hog Rider's other lane if the Giant Skeleton wants to do that to their opponent. Wow, using our opponent's units against them. Big brain strategies. All right, I might be able to go for like a Royal Giant at the river because we've got Baby Dragon. Usually what you want to do to go for Royal Giants at the river is you go for Baby Dragon first and then Royal Giant. And then Baby Dragon doesn't cross the river and it kills whatever units they defend with. That's what the better player in the world likes to do with this deck in particular. So if we kill the Tombstone, I can Lightning and win the game. I don't even want to Lightning the tower because it does enough damage to win regardless. Like, I don't want to Lightning these units and the tower at the same time because if I hit the wizard, it's just like a potential body block for him to delay the game even longer. So I simply just hit the tower with the Lightning and secured a super easy win. Like, subscribe for more daily content, and have an awesome rest of your day.